Now for any triangle, if we know the base and height, we can calculate the area of the triangle. So let's look at, for example, this triangle. We immediately see the height, which is denoted by h, the base, which is c. So then we can use the c and the height, base times height divided by 2. That's the area of the triangle. So we can calculate area of this triangle using base times height divided by 2. But suppose we do not know the height. Can we calculate the height? But let's assume we can relate, right? The h and b, h over b, the hypotenuse in this right triangle, is sine A. That is opposite. The h is the side opposite A over B over the hypotenuse is equal sine A. So in this right triangle, I just use the head and divide the triangle into two parts. There's one right triangle. So we can see. And then h is b times sine A. So we're going to use this and then recall that our area is half c, the base, times height. Height now is found to be b sine A. So this formula is an area formula. You see this area formula is simply half the product, which is B and C, and times the sine of the angle formed by BC. See, the A is the angle, right? Formed by B and C. So this formula is very easy to remember. It's just the product of B and C times the sine A, the angle formed by BC, and half of that product. So half BC times sine A. Okay, so that's one version of area formula. But suppose we do, again, if we, again, we want to find area using this half the base times height, right, h. But this h, if we look at the other triangle, so this h over A, the other right triangle. So the H is the leg opposite B. So we know that is opposite over hypotenuse is sine value of capital B. So again, we can express H in terms of A and capital B. So now if I use this expression for H, and I put it into the formula. So half the base times H, which is A sine B. That is my H expressed in terms of A and capital B. And then what we found is a new formula, another formula, which is half the product of A and C times sine B. And look at what is A. A is here. What is C? C is the other side length of this triangle. And B is the angle between, formed by A and C. So if we use A and see the angle formed by AC, then that's the angle B. So we get a new version, which is half the product A times C times the sine angle B, sine of B. So that's another version. So far you've seen two versions. One is half of BC sine A. This other version is half of AC sine B. And imagine if you you draw the head from A, you draw a head, right? And then get to this base. Then the A could be viewed as a base, and that's the head could be something different. So then we can get another version, which is half of AB sine capital C. Yeah, so using these two sides and the angle formed by the two sides, we can have half of BA times sine C. So that's another formula for the area of the triangle. So now you have three different versions as the area formula for the triangle. And this triangle is just a general case triangle. So let's see how I can use it. So here is an example. The example tells us, I know the triangle, it is called a XYZ. Okay, I just use the vertices of the triangle. This is the triangle XYZ. And the side length. So you see the Y and Z, the lowercase y, lowercase z are the side lengths. And YZ are given. And also this angle X given, which is a 52.89 degrees. And can we find area of this triangle? Yeah, by the area formula, it is half of the side length product, right? Product of the two. So 10.60, this number, times 4.34, that's another number, then times sine of this angle, which is 52.89 degrees. Yeah, that will give you area. So half of this side length, the product of the side length times sine of this angle. So the formula is simply here in this case, just the product of the two sides times the sine of this angle formed by the two sides divided by 2. So that is the application of this area formula, no matter which two sides you have. So you can always use the two sides of the triangle and the angle formed by the two sides. And then you can do this product, right, of the two sides, sine of the angle times half. And then you get the area of the triangle, which is 18.34 square centimeters, because the unit of the problem is in centimeters. So the area will be square centimeters.